outside us, interact, and influence our behaviors. This workshop is designed to help us notice, understand, and express emotions, sometimes in ways words cannot. So, moving forward, we have a reflective activity today. So, this is about your mood. If your mood today was a color, what would it be? I'll go first. So, my color for today is yellow. So, it started off as a good day. It's pretty bright and I'm happy. So, if you're comfortable, please use your chat box and tell me what your color is. Great. We have Nikita saying pink and she's happy. Great, Nikita. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Vandana says blue. Amazing. Calming white. Great. Kanvi says red. Challenging and trying to calm. Great. That's a good example as well. Dr. Priya Singh says white. Okay, thank you so much for the replies. Let's move forward on this. Yes, first let's dive into what art therapy is. So, art therapy is a therapeutic approach where creative expression becomes a pathway to self awareness, emotional regulation, and healing. Research shows that image making activates the right brain, lowers cortisol, that is a stress hormone, and helps integrate trauma that's difficult to verbalize. For example, a client once painted a stormy sea during grief therapy, something they couldn't express in words. Over time, their artwork shifted to calmer waters, reflecting emotional healing. So, art therapy helps people express the unspoken and discover meaning in their personal imagery, even if they don't consider themselves as artists. Let's move forward on this. So, here we talk about the role of image making. So, when we create art, we activate the right hemisphere of the brain, the Center for Imagination, Creativity, and Emotions. This bypasses the overactive left brain that's busy analyzing, worrying, or rationalizing. That's why sometimes when words fail, images succeed. They unlock what's stored in the non-verbal parts of our memory. Neurological research shows that creative activity lowers cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. That means when we are making images, we are literally shifting our body into a calmer state. This is especially powerful for people in anxiety, grief, or trauma, where words alone might not ease the stress response. Trauma is often stored in fragments, sensations, flashes, or body memories, not always as a verbal story. Image making allows those fragments to surface in a safe, symbolic way. Over time, this can help people integrate what happened into their life narrative. For example, a survivor might first draw shattered glass, and later, as healing happens, they begin to draw a repaired mosaic. Sometimes emotions feel too raw or overwhelming to talk about directly. Heart creates a buffer. For instance, drawing a storm is easier than saying, I feel completely broken. The symbol makes the feeling safer to approach while still being true. Images also cross cultural and language barriers. A tear, a fire, a broken bridge, we intuitively understand these symbols no matter where we come from. That makes art therapy especially powerful in diverse groups where words may not capture shared expression. So, image making isn't just play, it's a deep psychological tool, calming the body, accessing emotions, making sense of trauma, and creating symbols that speak across cultures. So, as we continue, please do keep in mind every image you make is not about art skills, but about giving form to what's inside. So, let's move forward on this. Here, this workshop is kind of based on the Pixar's Inside Out, the movie. So, the movie Inside Out shows emotions. So, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. as characters who guide behavior. Similarly, in art therapy, we often externalize emotions, giving them color, shape, or form. When emotions are inside, they can feel overwhelming, but when we put them on a paper, we can observe and work with them. So, with this, let's do an activity. Sorry about that. So, this is an integration with the pixels inside out. So I would like to welcome you all to take a paper and a pen. So try to draw your inner emotional headquarters. Create your own emotional control room, and you decide what emotions live there. How much control do you each have? Who's loudest right now? So explore these with colors or just lines is also fine. Just write down that, and you can share if you want, if you're comfortable. With this activity, so the activity right now that you did, keep it with you. We'll discuss about it on the later stage. Right now, let's decode emotions through art. So we all have experienced emotions that feel too big, too confusing, or too difficult to put into words. This is where art steps in, as a way to decode, understand, and work with what we feel. Emotions are often unspoken. Many of us are taught to hide, suppress it, or minimize the emotions. Words like fine or okay cover up much more complicated feelings beneath. Here, art allows emotions to surface without needing polished language. Art makes the invisible visible. Emotions are intangible. You can't see sadness or anxiety directly, but through images, colors, and shapes, we can make emotions visible. That this gives us something to look at, reflect on, and even change over time. Art provides symbolic distance. Instead of saying I'm angry, instead of saying I'm angry at my partner, someone might draw a volcano. This makes the emotion easier to approach, talk about, and eventually transform without direct confrontation. Once we put feelings into form, we can better understand them. Art helps decode the messy ball of emotions into clearer signals. That clarity can reduce overwhelm and guide healthier coping strategies. With the integration of Inside Out movie, in the movie Inside Out, emotions like joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust are personified. When Riley tries to ignore sadness, her world begins to fall apart. Art works the same way. By giving emotions their voice, we prevent them from bottling up and causing distress. With the research, studies show expressive arts therapy improves emotional regulation and usually lowers emotional intensity, making it easier to process trauma or stress. What's hidden is every line, color, or shape is meant to convey something. About art therapy. So the myth is art therapy is only for children. The truth for this will be art therapy benefits people across the lifespan, from young children to older adults. It's widely used with teens, adults, veterans, trauma survivors, and corporate professionals as well. And the myth again is you have to be good at art. The truth is, no artistic skill is required. It's about expression, not aesthetics. The value lies in the process and not the product. And the next myth is it's just arts and crafts. The truth is, art therapy is grounded in psychological theory. It's a clinically supported therapeutic process facilitated by trained professionals. And the next one is it can't be effective online. Visual art therapy has been shown to be effective, especially when structured well and supported by guided reflection. Talking is better than drawing. Some emotions are too complex or pre verbal. Art can access those hidden layers more intuitively than words. Art therapy replaces traditional therapy. Art therapy can complement talk therapy or stand alone, depending on the individual's needs. It's one tool among many. Okay, let's jump into the activity here, scribbling of your emotions. So take a pen and a paper, scribble with your non dominant hand for 1 minute. If it's your dominant hand, like if you write or eat with your right hand, that's your dominant, right? So use your left hand to just scribble, just randomly scribble on the paper, and then look at that and try to form an image out of it. What the emotion does it remind you of? You can reflect it in one word, or if you want to phrase it, you can do that as well. If you are comfortable, please raise your hand and talk. If not, please drop it in the chat box. Okay, I believe everybody is doing this. If you want to share, you can, but if you're not comfortable, I can understand as well. But with the thank you, Nikita, for that. With this, you're trying to analyze your emotions, so nothing of a burden, and also requesting Kamlesh to switch off their videos. Right. Thank you so much. And you want to share anything? If not, can you please switch off your mic? Thank you very much. Okay, let's moving forward. We talk about the emotional iceberg. So okay, Khanvi, thank you, messy and beautiful. Let's explore a powerful metaphor called the emotional iceberg. Think of how an iceberg floats. Only a small portion is visible above the water, but most of it lies hidden beneath the surface. Our emotions work in the same way. On the surface are the emotions we easily recognize or display, like an anger, or happiness, or frustrations. These are often socially acceptable or safe to express. For example, anger might show up outwardly, but underneath it may be fueled by hurt, shame, or fear. Underneath the waterline are the deeper, more vulnerable emotions we may not express openly. These could include sadness, insecurity, loneliness, guilt, or fear. We may hide them because of cultural expectations, family rules, or personal discomfort as well. And surface emotions, we might miss the real issue. By exploring beneath the surface, we get closer to the root cause of what someone is feeling. This deeper awareness can lead to better coping, healing, and self compassion. Integration with Inside Out as well. In Inside Out, Riley often shows anger or disgust, but beneath that is unspoken sadness about her move. Sadness is hidden under the surface, and it holds the key to connection and healing. Think about your own iceberg. Which emotions do you often show at the surface, and what might be lying beneath, unspoken but present? So you can use the chat box to tell me what it is, what are the emotions that is lying beneath when you look at your own emotional iceberg. The emotional iceberg reminds us that what we see on the surface is only part of the story. By exploring beneath, we can decode emotions more fully, both in ourselves and others. Okay, we're getting responses. Right, Nikita says grief. Oh, you want me to repeat the emotional iceberg? Is that what you want, Kanvi? And Kamlesh says anger on surface beneath frustration, unsolved grief. Okay, I can quickly go through the section itself, if that's okay with everyone else. So, talking about the emotional iceberg, on the surface, the emotions are easily recognizable and on display, like anger, happiness, or frustration. And also, underneath, it might be fueled by hurt, shame, or fear. So, we here are trying to express what your emotional iceberg is, how it represents your feelings, and what you show outside, and what is displayed within yourself. The underneath can be sadness, insecurity, loneliness, guilt, or fear. So that comes out as anger, or that comes out as like you might start crying, or you might laugh at during different tough situations. That's what shows out, and underneath is something else. So we have to discover those emotions to understand our emotions and to bring a control to our emotions and our daily life as well. So hopefully you are able to understand this, Kanvi. Okay, and also we do have answers. Okay, unresolved grief, right? Regret, guilt, disappointment with oneself. Okay, so this is your underlying underneath the iceberg. Frustration, great. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. This is actually a great way to express yourself, to understand yourself as well. Moving forward, we do have a case study that helped a postgraduate student reconnect herself with her emotions through art. So Ria, of 24-year postgraduate student, was referred to an online art therapy workshop after reporting persistent anxiety, racing thoughts, and difficulty sleeping. She described feeling constantly behind in life, overwhelmed by academic deadlines, and unable to express her internal chaos to family or friends. So when she attended the online art therapy workshop, she was able to understand her inner emotions, and that led to her having a calm way to deal with situations. So just writing down, putting down what you feel, not through words, through the art, or through just drawing a line, or even scribbling sometimes. Like personally, I do that sometimes when I'm very frustrated or overwhelmed. I just sit down and scribble with no caution. So, and I just look at the art, and then I feel a little calmer. So that helps as well. That helps us to understand. So that's what Ria did. And oh, and she also took therapy with the process, and she was able to get to a calmer situation in life as well. So yeah, that's your case study. Let's do another activity. So creating your inner weather. So, what does your emotional weather look like today? So, you use lines, colors, symbols. No pressure to draw objects. Just you can draw your own emotional weather. You don't have to share. It's something to take with you. I probably will take 2 minutes, not 5 minutes. Sorry about that. Yeah, it will take 2 minutes, and you can draw your inner weather and feel and see what you feel about it. Great, we have our answers already. Cloudy and stormy. Stormy. Sorry. Great. That's how you feel. And Sumaika says windy and chilly. Draw these and just feel how you like understand what your emotion comes out of it. Draw it in a paper, draw the cloud. Can we draw how stormy it is? And Sumaika as well, the wind and the chill that you're feeling right now. Just put it on the paper and see what you can get out of it. Kritika says cloudy and heavy rain. This is all pretty deep emotions, but great, you're able to bring this out and try to understand the emotion. So this is helping as well. Thank you so much for all your responses. Cloud with sun. Okay, so just right before it's about to rain, and also you get rainbow out of it, Kamlesh. So that is a positive picture to look at. Right. Okay, so this is a reflective question about the activity, what we did. So, what your art might tell you. What colors did you choose and why? Was it calm or chaotic? Yeah, I did get the answers for that. If your art could speak, what would it say? So, with what you said right now, the replies that I got, I want you to tell me what it actually meant, like what your art spoke to you, and what colors did you choose. Can you put it in the chat box, please? Blue and black. Okay, that represents your cloud and storm. White, yellow, yeah, for the sun and the cloud. Amazing. Rui says blue. Okay. What, yeah, with the colors as well, can anybody tell me what the art spoke to you? Like, what are the emotions attached to it? Was it calm or chaotic? What did you feel after that? Okay, Kanvi says tough time, but stand tall with flexibility. Great, Kanvi. That's actually a good response to the activity. Thank you so much. Kritika says a kind of a release with the emotions is what you're saying. That's yes, amazing. That's good as well. Thank you. Great, guys. Thank you so much for being interactive. So let's move forward from this. Okay. So here we are with an ad break, like you get in YouTube. It's free. So once the workshop is free, we go through this. We have an ad break. So hey everyone, just like those moments on YouTube, when a quick ad pops up, we have a short ad break for you. Don't worry, this will be quick and super beneficial for you. Stay tuned. So we talk about what is one-on-one counseling at MindTribe and why we choose MindTribe. So what's exactly is one-on-one counseling? It's a personalized, confidential chat between you and a trained therapist. So the benefits of getting one-on-one counseling includes personal growth, solving problems, setting goals, and boosting your mental well-being. It's like having a personal coach for your mind. And why we choose MindTribe counseling? First off, our counselors are super talented. Plus, we are super affordable with sessions ranging from just rupees 800 to 5,000. And guess what? Your first session charge is at a minimal rate of rupees 449 only. Once you're comfortable, you can choose from our affordable packages. If you go to the website, you'll get all the links and details about it. And before we jump back into our main presentation, do you have any urgent questions about counseling in general or counseling at MindTribe? Now is your chance to ask, so please do not hesitate. So if you have no questions or doubts on this, can I get thumbs up, please? And we'll move forward. Okay. So Kamlesh has a question. Oh, how many session a person needs? Okay, so this completely depends on you and your therapist. So once the first session that is for 449, it's an introduction to session where you introduce yourself, introduce your problems and issues and what you want to work on, and the therapist will have the goals as well. So based on that, you decide when to take it and how long you want to have the session. So it completely depends on you. Hope that answered your question, Kamlesh. Okay, so we got a thumbs up. So that break is done. Let's move forward with our workshop. So here we talk about the therapeutic power of metaphor. So in art therapy, images often act as metaphors. A drawing, a symbol, or even a color choice can speak for emotions that feel too complex or overwhelming to put into words. So metaphors bridge the gap between the conscious and unconscious mind. They allow us to say the unsayable, emotions that can be fully described in words often find safe expression through symbols and imagery. By externalizing the inner world into a metaphor, individuals can gain distance and perspective, making it easier to reflect and heal. So the examples for metaphors are: I feel like I'm drowning. So you could symbolize this as overwhelming, right? So and another example is I'm carrying a heavy burden. You can symbolize this as grief or responsibility. There's another one. My art feels like it's in a cage. It can symbolize as fear or restriction. So these are the examples for metaphors. In art therapy, metaphors come alive visually. A participant might paint a stormy sea to represent chaos or a broken bridge to represent loss of connection. Working with a metaphor opens space for deeper exploration. What does the storm need to calm, or what could help repair the bridge? Here, with the connection to Inside Out, the movie itself is one big metaphor. Emotions as characters, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust give us a symbolic language of for inner experiences. By personifying emotions, we can better engage with them, talk to them, and understand their role in our lives. Metaphors reduce defensiveness. People don't have to confess emotions directly, but can express them safely through imagery. They encourage creativity and flexibility in problem solving. They empower participants to rewrite their own metaphors from being trapped in a storm to finding a lighthouse. So, with the short activity, if that's okay, think of a metaphor for how you're feeling right now. If you had to draw it as an image, what would it look like? I think, yeah, you can do this. It can be, you can just jot it down in words or make a quick doodle. That is also fine. Just put it on a paper. Metaphors give shape to our inner lives. In art therapy, they act as doorways to understanding emotions as we may not even realize we are carrying those emotions. Right, Kritika. I think we did that. The metaphor examples. I feel like I'm drowning is a metaphor. Yeah. So you wake up and you symbolize grief and responsibility. So my husband says one of these drowning every bird using a object or using or a cage can give you a satisfaction of saying something like showing your fear or restriction. That's an example for metaphor. With each passing storm, I'm getting stronger. That's great. So can we say the metaphor here is the passing storm? So yeah, responses. Let's move forward. Okay, we have an activity again. So I want you to draw a mask. Draw a mask, the outside. So what people see, and the inside is what you feel. Sometimes you might be smiling, but inside you will be in a lot of pain, right? So that's a mask we put on to show other people. So I want you to draw a mask that what the just the outside and what is the inside. I think I can give you an example for this. So this is an example, this picture. So we are smiling, but inside we're sad and we're crying. So this is a mask. So based on the emotions of like what you're feeling today or how you're feeling right now, draw a mask and you don't have to share. This is something you can do it for yourself. You can take 5 minutes maybe. So with this, you can have a reflective question as well. Sorry. What surprised you about your mask? Sometimes when you're not able to express through words and then it comes out in a picture or imagery or an artwork, you'll be surprised to what you can do, right? What it actually means when you put it on a paper. So you can answer this in a chat box or raise your hand to tell what surprised you about your mask. Right, Kanvi, just the reality in expression. So I want to know what the reality is. That's what we are trying to bring out in this activity. Your reality into the words or into an art. Okay, reality is dull. And what is the outside mask that you put on? The mask that you are comfortable showing others around you. Kanvi says, like, people are not as they seem, but something they're afraid to sit with. Right, that's usually what happens. So people generally are not comfortable to show what they feel. They can't just come out of the house and be sad or crying, right? So they just put on a mask. I think everybody around us or everybody in our life do have masks. It could be, it's it's definitely not something that is wrong, but we all carry that burden to be perfect in the public or to be perfect front of others or front of loved ones. but then we know what's going inside and we don't want to express that. So yeah, that's not wrong, but something to carry forward with. And Kamalesh says the mask is happy. So the reality was dull, and the mask that he put on is happy. Ruhi, yes, there is lots of overthinking inside, but need to put a smile on a face. Yeah, exactly. That's the reality, right? Okay, great. Thanks for the responses, everyone. Let's move forward. Yes, again, we do have a case study. It's about a client, Arif, is 15, is struggling with social anxiety. So the task for him that was given is to draw your safe place using only shapes and colors. So the outcome was Arif drew a floating bubble surrounded by jagged arrows. So this opened up a discussion around his fear of judgment and his coping mechanism of emotional withdrawal. Over time, with the therapy and with art therapy as well, helped him explore vulnerability, and he created a visual comic series about courage. So this is what art therapy can do to you if you want to take that upon yourself and try that with the therapist or with your loved one. This can help as well. So moving forward, let's talk about the science of this, science of art therapy and emotions. Now that we explore the symbolic and creative side of art therapy, let's look at the science behind why artistic expression is such a powerful tool for healing. So, about the right brain activation, art making primarily engages the right hemisphere of the brain. The brain, the part responsible for creativity, imagery, emotions, and holistic thinking. This is important because when we are overwhelmed, the left brain, which controls the logic, words, and order, often shuts down. That's why people sometimes they say, I can't put my feelings into words because of the left brain shutting down. So by activating the right brain through drawing, painting, emotions, so research shows that just 45 minutes of creative activity can significantly lower cortisol, our primary stress hormone. This means even simple art activities can physiologically reduce stress, not just makes us feel better emotionally. It's like giving the nervous system a reset button through creativity. Art therapy strengthens sensory and emotional parts of the brain, not in words. This explains why trauma survivors may struggle to talk it out. Right. So, art therapy offers a non verbal pathway to process trauma by externalizing fragments of experience into images. Studies by researchers like Kathy and Bessel van Del show how creative arts help integrate these stored fragments, reconnecting them with language and narrative over time. Why this matters for emotional decoding is expression through art helps us bypass the inner critic, quiet the overthinking mind, and access raw, authentic emotions. This is why in workshops like Inside Out, we say process over product. It's not about painting looking beautiful, it's about what's happening inside your brain and body while you create the art. The science is clear. Art making isn't just play, it's neurobiological process that calms the body, engages the brain, and helps us make sense of our emotions. With this, we do have an activity. It's a emotional wheel art. So take a moment and think about a strong emotion you felt recently. It could be happy, sad, disgusted, or fear. And locate the broad category. You using this image, you can locate the broad category of it and move outward to identify the specific nuance. You can create a quick doodle, color pattern, and abstract shape that represents this specific feeling. So, as I said before, there's no need for artistic skill. Just focus on the color, texture, and movement. It could be anything. Just identify your emotion, the strongest emotion you're feeling right now, and go a little outward to it. sad, inferior. Yeah, that's a great example as well. So when you feel sad, you when you go to a border specter, you understand that it could be the inferiority or feeling insecure. That could be making you sad, right? So always look for the broad category of why you're feeling that way, instead of just lying onto the surface and just focusing on that you're sad or you're crying or you're happy. Instead, always ask why. Why am I feeling this way? That gives you answers that might calm your mind. You'll be able to take a positive step towards trying to fix it or trying to focus on something positive. Always with the negative emotions, keep this in mind. There's something called three C's that we you can put that into action. Three C's is catching it, challenging it, and changing it. So when you feel a negative emotion, catch it. So and then challenge it by using evidences. So when you know that you're sad or you're feeling down at the moment, use evidence to prove it why you're feeling that way. And even for an example, if you have an exam coming up and you're pretty stressful about uh, like studying, you're scared, you have fear that you might not pass an exam or you might fail. So using that fail concept, use the evidence. Has this happened before? Are you doing the right work that should be done for the exam? Are you studying? Okay, so you have done this before, you have studied, and you have passed the exam, right? So use that evidence to put it in the situation right now and say to yourself that, so the next C is changing it, right? So when you challenge it with the evidence, so you try to change it with the positive affirmations or positive thinking. Say that, yeah, I had the same exam. I was fearful, but I did my work, I studied, and the outcome was that I did well and I passed. So this time, it surely that is what is going to happen. So yeah, change your thoughts. So use the three C's: catch it, challenge it, and change your thoughts. Yes, Kanvi, you're right. So, past positive experiences of exams or any situation. This exam was the example that I gave you. You can, in any kind of situation, maybe you want to present you have a presentation tomorrow and you have that fear. So, use evidence that you have done it before. If you have not done it, just use examples of before that you have done a task that was very difficult and fearful and you achieved something good out of it. Put that into the scenario. So yes, this was the emotional way. Use this to categorize the emotions. So the insight on this: how did naming the emotion and visualizing it change your relationship to it? Anybody want to answer this? Summarizing this, when we can name a feeling with precision, we often reduce its intensity. So, art therapy adds another layer, allowing emotions to move from inside to outside, where we can see and work with it. So, this was the concept of the emotional wheel. And yes, we do have an answer. Kanvi says awareness. Right. So you awareness of the emotions. So you bring it out from you. When you categorize it, you bring that out into action, and you might feel calm. Or you when you work on it, it feels different. Okay. Uh, Thank you so much. Let's move forward. Yes, talking about the benefits of art therapy, we have talked about the science behind art therapy. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What real benefits people experience when they engage in art therapy? Art gives us a safe space, non-verbal outlet for emotions that might feel too overwhelming or too complex to put into words. For example, anger might show up as sharp lines, sadness as heavy blue strokes, or joy as bursts of yellow. This helps you externalize what's inside rather than bottling it up. Art making lowers cortisol, reduces physical tension, and allows people to enter a meditative flow state. This state calms the nervous system, giving the body a chance to reset. For many, this feels like a mental pause button. For, for others, it's like a reset to starting over something. Trauma often lives in the body and shows up in a non-verbal memories. Art allows individuals to access and process these experiences without re traumatization. Images act as containers for feelings. Once they're on the page, they're no longer as overwhelming. When someone sees their emotions on paper, it becomes easier to recognize patterns, triggers, or hidden feelings. It's like holding up a mirror to the inner world. This self awareness is the first step toward emotional regulation. Art therapy bridges gaps where words fall short for couples, families, or groups. It opens up new pathways of understanding. Sharing artwork often sparks deeper conversations than direct questioning. Completing an art piece, no matter how simple, builds a sense of achievement. This reinforces the idea I can create, I can cope, I can move forward. Yes, so this art therapy benefits stretch across emotional, physical, and social dimensions. It's more than just creativity, it's a whole person approach to healing and growth. So these were the benefits. We have it on the presentation as well. It helps in emotional expression, stress and anxiety reduction, trauma processing, self-discovery and insight, improved emotional regulation, enhanced cognitive skills, strengthened relationships, and also benefits the physical health. Moving forward, yes, we have a grounding activity. This is called the colors of breath. We're going to try a simple grounding exercise that combines both mindful breathing with imagery. It's called colors of breath. This activity helps us calm the body, regulate emotions, and anchor in the present moment while also engaging our imagination. So I want all of you to feel comfortable. Sit comfortably with both the feet on the floor. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or just soften your gaze. Don't look at the presentation. Just be with yourself. Just close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it out gently. So, like you can see the ball right now that is doing that. So, just go along with it. So, when it grows bigger, you take breathe in. When it grows smaller, you breathe out. So, do it with the circle. And now imagine a calming color, maybe blue, green, or any shade that feels soothing to you. With each inhale, picture yourself breathing in this color. Let it fill your lungs, your body, your mind. With each exhale, imagine breathing out a heavy or tense color, maybe gray, black, or red. Anything that represents stress or discomfort leaving your body. Continue for a few breaths. Inhale calm color in and exhale tension color out. As you continue, notice if your body feels lighter, calmer, or more centered. When you're ready, gently bring your attention back to the room. Open your eyes slowly and take a moment to notice how you feel. Once you've done this, can you all please give me a thumbs up? Great, thank you. So, thank you so much, everyone. So with this, when can you tell me the colors that you picked out, the two colors, and put it on the paper? One representing your breathe in, and one representing your breathe out color. And try to create like abstract image. Maybe use line or shapes blending to symbolize this experience. You can use the colors and tell me, I want to know, I want to get involved into this. Can you tell me like which colors did you choose? Okay, we have answers. Vani says, is brown tension color? It could be. Brown can be a tension color, but also, yeah, Kamlesh is blue inhale and red was an exhale. Great. With this, can someone tell me how you felt after doing this? Would anyone like to share? What did you feel after doing this exercise? Rui says blue inhale, green exhale. Great. Kamlesh says relax. That's relaxing. That's amazing. Thank you. That was the idea about this activity for you to feel relaxed and go. Like when you finish this presentation, I want you to feel relaxed and calm and be ready for any battle that you are going to face today. Ritika says blue inhale, Vani white inhale, black exhale, gray exhale. Great. It's all good colors that you have picked. I want to understand what you felt after the activity. Kritika says felt like calm sea afterwards. Great, amazing. Thank you. Vani says relaxed. Amazing. This is what I wanted you all to take out from this presentation. So great, everyone. Thanks for being interactive. Let's move forward. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so the reflections of the entire art therapy. Um, Please do answer these questions. Did you notice any changes in emotions from the start to the end of the session? Anybody who wants to talk, raise your hands. Intensity decreased. Amazing, Kanvi. That's great. Rui says calm. But what was the emotion at the start? Felt calm and interesting concept. Thank you, Kamlesh. So the next question is, did you discover anything new about yourself during this process? Feels better after this. Thank you, Kritika. Kanvi says the control. You can control the emotion with awareness and labeling. Amazing. That was good. Rui says it seems it's only in our control. Yes, definitely. Emotions, like instead of them controlling you, it's you who can control them. You have the power. So if you can understand that, definitely it'll be helpful for you moving forward. Situations cannot be controlled. What is happening to us, what others do to us, that cannot be controlled. But how we react to it, yes, that's in our hands. Kritika says we can express and release through art instead of storing it inside. Right. If you can't talk, please put it in the paper. Put it on the paper. You will see a lot of difference in it. Nice, Kritika. You didn't know this before. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining and participating. Okay, the last question is, was there a moment when you felt in flow or lost track of time? Right, that's right, Kanvi. Anything on paper is better than in mind. Your Furuvi says in flow, Kritika. True. Yes, a few moments. Great. That means you all enjoyed it. Okay, so moving forward, I encourage you all to continue this practice. Try 5-minute emotional doodles daily. Just sit down, maybe end of the day, just doodle, just write down, like just draw what you felt the whole day. And visual journaling before sleep. Yeah, that's the doodling part as well. You can just draw it, draw how you felt in the beginning of the day and how you felt at the end of the day. Did anything change? How did you control your emotions? um, yeah. And then create an emotional wheel weekly. Yes, this definitely keep this is something you can keep it in your hand. So at the end of the week, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, just draw an emotional wheel with the strongest emotions that we did with the activity and categorize it. Just don't focus on the strongest emotion. Just focus on why it happened and why you felt that way. So do this. Three things will definitely help you. Yes, that's it for our presentation today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and being so interactive. Was a very lovely session. Any doubts or anything you want to ask, you can ask now. If not, you can drop off whenever you want. Oh, sorry, I was on mute the whole time. Okay, before going to Kanvi, I want to tell Kamlesh about the session. Yes, so this won't be continuing the session. We have other workshops, other topics that we are working on. Definitely, please do check it out. And this Insert Art Therapy was only for today, and maybe down to 2-3 months down the line, I'll bring it back to the presentation again. And yeah, Kritika, thank you. Can we, yeah, with the with chart, we'll definitely talk about it. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Sumaika. Yes, can we go ahead?
Uh, Thank you for a nice question. Like sometimes, like it is a thing with me that I'm not able to express even in words and even journaling or like this, and I'm not so creative. So I just wanted to know that how I can start with which art at least it is out of my mind, even if it is not. I'm not able to predict it because like anything, I'm a big overthinker. So
Right.
I think that I have an ego issue also in this case that I don't need a pen and paper to be very frank, right? At times. But
Okay.
now I have recently surrendered on that thought. So I just wanted to know that being not so creative or not so innovative by nature, since everything is mashed up in my brain due to my life experiences. So how I can start with what kind of uh, art which is easy as well as easy to learn and easy to maintain on. And also I wanted to know, like, can we when like I'm thinking of starting a regular journal, and if we can incorporate not as a separate and just a mix of uh, uh like writing and expressing oneself in art and writing a theory also about it. So would that work?
Yeah, definitely, Kanvi, that will work. So as I mentioned before, colors doesn't have to be colorful, doesn't have to be beautiful. It just have to be something that you put on the paper. So you are able to express something, that is fine. So as my experience, when I told you that when I'm stressed or overwhelmed, I just scribble on the paper. So that is an artwork as well. That's something that I can't tell or I can't use words. So I put my frustration on the paper. So you can do something like that. You can just have a blue pen or a black pen or even a pencil for that, and just scribble. Start with that. And if we want, with the colors of breath activity that we did, using colors as one color for calm and one color for distress, you can use colors like that and just stick on with that color. So when you're distressed, use that color on the paper. Just draw anything. You can draw a house or a tree. Just put your emotions on the paper. That's the whole idea about art therapy. So once you do that, you can slowly, start with your journaling as well, because you can, as I mentioned before, you can use visual journaling where you draw something or you scribble the lines and then try to analyze why you did that and what happened that day or what happened that past week, and write it down. If you want to write it down, so that putting it out, putting it on the paper, it just brings out the emotions from inside to outside, right? So that will definitely help. So I hope this answer was helpful for you, Kanvi.
Yes, thank you. It was really helpful. Like
Thank you.
one should begin with anything and then you can go for it. So
Yes.
thank you so much. Although I'm feeling low on due to certain health issues, physical health issues, but still it made me feel a little better. So thank you for that.
Yes, Kanvi, thank you so much. I hope you get well soon. And yeah, everyone else, if you have any questions, you can stay back. If not, you can drop off. Thank you, Kanvi. Have a good day. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.